Because I can't go the other way. I could have just sat here. Shit is ow. What? Ow.
All right, y'all, it's your boy, young Jorge from the Right Destination, and I am here with my beautiful wife, as always, Casey, and we want to welcome you to a family conversation.
So we want you to open your doors and your mind, and we really are having a parent-family conversation. We've been in Malaysia for over 3 months, and we see you. We know you're working hard. We know parenthood is hard, and we want to know your secrets.
Yes, we do. We see you at the malls. We see you at the night markets. We see you living day-to-day life, and your kids are so well behaved, and you're making it do what it do, y'all. And we just want to peek into your minds and peek into your households, and maybe you can share some best practices with us on how to steer our family in the right direction.
Please share your tips. First of all, I would like to give props to the Malaysian children. They're very well behaved, and our children have loved playing with them while they're here. But what's your secret? So my first question is, what is the discipline that's used, especially behind closed doors? Because I'm not seeing a lot of correcting in public, nor is it needed. So this is an open forum. It's okay. Your secret is safe with me. Do y'all give whoopings? Is a switch used? I've seen in one of the childhood memory stores in the Syria Mall, you could buy a switch. So I know it was used at one point for some of y'all. But what's going on? Are you doing timeouts, taking away privileges? I know these kids aren't spoiled to the point where there's no correction at all. So are you giving allowances? If you don't know what that is, that's something in the US that lots of parents do. It's basically giving kids money for doing their chores, things around the house, or even just because so they can learn how to manage money. My husband and I were never given an allowance, and we don't intend on starting with our kids. To my Malaysian mamas, are you staying at home with your kids? And if so, until what age? Is daycare used, a facility where you take your kids while you're working? Or is someone coming in the house to help take care of the kids while they're too young to go to school? In the US, we typically need a 2-income family just to stay afloat. Luckily, I've been able to stay home with my kids either full-time or part-time while they've been babies. And they still are babies. We're able to short travel, and we're figuring it out along the way. So what's the average number of kids for a Malaysian household? I'm typically only seeing about 2. I very rarely have seen a family with 3 or more. And I just want to reiterate, this is a safe space, no judgment zone. These are the questions that I really wanted to ask while I'm here. So flood the comments and tell me the real. So my family has traveled all around the world, and I just want to give a huge kudos, and that is really why I'm so intrigued, because the Malaysian kids are so well behaved. We literally have lived on playgrounds the entire time we've been here in Kuala Lumpur and the surrounding areas. These kids wait in line if they all want to go down the slide. They take turns. They're polite. They aren't throwing temper tantrums or getting out of line. If you came to the US, you would be amazed. You're gonna see all variations of parenting styles and children's behavior. You're gonna see the helicopter parents, the absent parents that just stay on their phone and don't really care what their kids are doing on the playground. And it shows. So really, I need to know your secret. These kids are top notch. I'd just like to remind you that I have a 2 and a 3-year-old. and they're traveling in a foreign country. So we've had our share of breakdowns, meltdowns, and even some temper tantrums.
And it's okay, buddy. What?
Typically they're not in public, but sometimes they are. And you know, one thing that we've loved about the people here in Malaysia is we can tell they are so hospitable. They're so caring and kind. And I can tell when my kids have that little breakdown, I can see in a Malaysian mama's eyes that she wants to help me. I can tell that she wants to either console my child or maybe put them back in line. I can't quite tell. We truly are an open book. Do you have any questions for us? We're a small Midwest family from the US of A, little old Kalamazoo, Michigan. And maybe you have some burning questions about what life is for us back home. How do we slow travel with kids? Seriously, if you want to know, I'll tell you. If you know anything about me, my closest friends would tell you. All you have to do is ask. If there's something I know for sure, it takes 2 parents to make a household function, especially with children. And so you Malaysian dads, papas, I see you. I know you probably have some questions too, or maybe even a burning story to tell me. Hold on, let me get George for you.
All right, dads, it is your turn. To all my Malaysian fathers out here, assalamualaikum. I want to hear from you. What are some of your pro tips and best practices that you have for raising your family and leading them in the right direction? You know, as a father myself, sometimes I can admit I don't have all the answers, but every day I'm trying. And so we wanted to make this video for you all to sound off and let us know, what do you do on a day-to-day basis? How do you discipline your kids? What are some of the things that resonate in your household? Because I've taken my family from thousands of miles away and brought them here to a new land for them to learn a new culture and a different way of life. So now's your turn. Sound off, let us know. I want to hear from you, dads. One love from your boy, young Jorge.
One of my favorite memories here is we were visiting the botanical gardens and Georgie was running over a really long bridge and I was on one side and George was off doing something else and Georgie took a pretty hard fall. And although I was on my way to him, I wasn't quite close enough to grab him right away. There was a dad that was right next to him and he looked around first to see if there was a parent coming and he instantly went to console Georgie and make sure that he was okay. That's just not something that you would see in the US. So parents in the US typically have a bubble and even a smaller bubble when it comes to their kids, especially their babies. I think a lot of things are wrapped up into, are you gonna be sued? Are they gonna think that I was involved in something? Something beyond just like caring for that baby. I just appreciated that dad so much, reaching in, helping Georgie, and as soon as he saw that I was on the scene, he knew that little Georgie was okay, and so he just backed up, and I just appreciate him. So if he's watching this, thank you. All right, so to my Malaysian parents, we are leaving soon, but we will be back. And when we do, we want to set up a play date. We want to know your secrets. We want to have already put them into action and be able to share them over a cup of coffee. We love you, and if you have taken the time to watch this video, we appreciate you, and we are trying to grow our channel, and so if you can hit that subscribe and like button, we appreciate it. Signing out from the Wright destination, one love.
No food to waste, especially if you have expensive taste. The right destination, shedding light on location, and now we want to share it with you. The right destination, traveling from our point of view, shedding light on location, searching for something to do. The right destination, shedding light on location, and now we want to share it with you. I'm not with you, you're not with me. You can hide your loot under a tree. If nothing else, let it be. You can relax, this one is free. The right destination, shedding light on location, and now we want to share it